No Donnie today.
Midwest SPL, louder than ever, bringing you the fire. It's DJ Rusticles.
Test. Twinkles away. All right, Jake, we're ready. Get them headphones on so you can hear me speak my things and such. You know what I'm saying? Billy Temple will be joining us. He's in the building. Don't know where he is. I felt like starting the podcast, so eventually he'll show up. So Billy Temple is from Bass Wars, and he'll be in. We'll ask him some questions. We'll go back and forth and have a good time with you or with him. We haven't had a good time with you in quite a while. I know it's been a good little bit since we've done a show. I think the last one was with the Southern Thunder guys.
Yeah, it's been a while.
We just, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's that we don't have it in us anymore, or we're just busy, man.
Crazy busy.
End of the day, we just want to go home. It's like, man, I don't know.
Let's see. What's up, head bass head at VFL? I got a question. Razor's Edge. Rough idea on Saya amps. So the Saya 5000, which I might end up calling 6000, design is done. Just waiting to start production on it. I would guess that thing would be here sometime late summer.
And that will take over the SFB 5000, I assume.
Yeah.
Yep.
And as far as bigger than that, I haven't gotten prototypes yet. It's still pretty hard.
Yeah,
it's still pretty hard to get parts, so it's been hard to get prototypes.
To go along with that, I had an international dealer who does a lot with Sound Digital. He's overseas in the Caribbean, and he really likes our SFB and Saya stuff. But he's like, hey, such and such is doing like a 16K. Are you guys planning on doing the same? Since it's it's the full bridge stuff. So are we going to go up that high?
Yeah,
We are.
it's just gonna take a while.
Because we're not going to just get from a catalog and say, okay, here we go. Here's our 16K. We're going to actually make some changes.
Yeah,
and,
exactly. It took a
and-
while to
and
get
do it
that.
right.
It took a while to get that Sci 5000.
And just like with
Thing
the SAE version 3 3500,
Yeah.
we weren't happy with that, and it's not out yet.
It's been like 4 or 5 protos.
Yeah. So it's got to be perfect before we bring it out. Hi, Brett. I see you say hi a couple of times. That's my son. Hi, Brett. I'll see you tomorrow, dude.
Oh, I got Joey Crane and also
Real quick, though.
Honda telling me I look good. Thank you.
Soulgasm, who's Byron. I want to say thank you very much for the super chats. That's very generous of you. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot them on here for us.
Joe, I just got a standard Padron 7000 here. Pretty solid though.
We've got, you know what we haven't done here in a while on the show?
What's that?
Is brought in some new product and talk about it.
That's true.
I always forget it. Or I go, oh yeah, that's new. We should probably talk about that, and then we forget.
Did we ever talk about the tweeters and all that shit?
We've talked about some of the tweeters a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, we did because we had them on. And the ET tweeter has come out since then. ET is the same thing as BT, just about an inch larger width wise. One thing I do want to talk about is we now have a cheaper or more standardized RCA series of wires. So we still have the SAZ series, which is a higher end RCA wire. We now have, what do we call it now? The BP? What's that? What did we call the new RCAs?
I forget now.
BS.
Something about budget.
Budget series, whatever. Why does it smell like burning hair? Is there hair on that cigar?
No.
I smell burnt hair, dude. Did you burn yourself? Let me see that beard real quick.
Yeah. So what do we see here? It looks like I ripped the table in half. SD Designs. I should tear this table right in half.
You should. It's Scott. Yeah, dude. Jake over here is just getting beefy. I now purchased the X3 system because I see his results.
You're darn right.
All right. I was like, dude, that's really expensive. Is it really worth it? After him doing it for like 7 months, I was like, okay, I see. He's definitely like you can see like veins and shit in his
Got
arms.
my X3 shirt on.
I'm like, all right, so I bought it, and my fiance and I are at week 3, or I think week 3 or week 4 starts today.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say I feel a little bit stronger. Sure, I don't have any results like that yet, but I'm also not eating 100% correct yet either. So there's that. What kind of questions?
Hey, Byron's
you
got the X3 as well.
Did you?
Yep. So let's see here. I'm the
Jake's
X3 champion here, guys.
You might as well just be a sales rep for him.
So SD Designs, are we going to see an SFB 600 to Saya? I don't really have anything in the pipeline right now, honestly, because the SFB 600 is like super reliable. So I have not even been messing with that yet.
Well, here's my theory on that. If once we do transition over to Saya completely, let's just rename it Saya 600D.
Yeah, well, that would be false because it doesn't have the technology.
Oh yeah, the smart technology.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we do that with the 600?
I can, but I don't think it's worth it because that thing's a beast.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see. Like, if materials like go down,
Yeah.
and it can be made like affordable, sure, but like that thing's just a freaking steal, and like almost nobody breaks the 600D. It's like less than 2%.
Yeah. Well, the lowest we have right now for the Saya is 1250.
Yeah.
And I guess we don't have any plans of going lower unless we figure something out.
Yeah, it's just the materials are so much higher to get those the little chip that's responsible for the current output regulation is like getting expensive.
Yeah, well, everything's including gas prices.
Haha. So I got a couple other questions here. Somebody said, is there going to be Saya multi-channels? Yes, eventually.
Yep.
Somebody said, is there a new Pro 6.5 higher than the Neo Pro? I have tested the VEX 6.5, but I haven't started it yet. I just so many other things going on. I just haven't done it yet.
We've gotten a prototype of that one, and I think it's in Jerry's vehicle right now, I believe.
The VEX 6.5?
Yeah.
I think
He's
it's kind of a beast.
By the way, VEX series speakers, holy shit! I've got them in my truck, and you guys saw the install. I finally turned them on. I'm editing that video. You guys will see it here soon. Holy crap, dude! Mid bass for days.
Yes.
Actually,
very realistic on like drums and stuff.
Yeah, well, that's what I listen for because that's what I've done all my life. So, listen, guys. If you watched the video where I did the install with Brandon Shinosky from CustomSpeakerPods.com, you'll see where we did not do anything to the actual door panel itself other than just put the pot on. Well, now I feel like I need to do something to that door panel.
You're deadening it, man.
Because the door panel is shaking like crazy.
I mean, it'll vibrate violently at like 2,000 hertz.
I'm getting all sorts of noise.
Because those things are so loud.
So I've got some padding materials I'm going to put in there. I think I'm going to get a hold of Second Skin and see if I can get some of that spectrum that you
that's
spray.
good shit.
So I'm going to spray that on the inner part of the door panel. I just need to contact those guys and see if I can get it. Because I can deaden the actual panel or the pod itself, but the panel itself needs to be deadened.
Yeah. Got another good question here from Elio G. Any three-way components? There are some things I'm fiddling with right now.
The U series.
So the U series, I probably will make a three-way out of it.
Okay, so
And the X series.
originally it was the X series, and we've had that on the show. This was like 2 years ago.
Yeah. It's like so many other things have happened. Like the world got crazy in one way, then got crazy another way, got crazy. So I've just had to focus really hard. Like a lot of my energy has gone into just trying to keep things supplied. Trying to keep existing product lines supplied. So
one of our biggest issues right now is cash flow. We've had, we won't go too deep into it, but we've had about within the last 3 months, we've had like a year's worth of product come to our doorstep.
Yeah. Well, it was a hedge that we had to make last year because everything was taking 6, 7, 8, 9 months.
So the building's full, and you have to pay for that stuff. And it's hard to budget for something like that when all these containers come in at one time.
It was crazy.
And we have to pay for it all. And they're like, oh, shit, we don't have extra money for the cool things.
Brian's not exaggerating, though. It was like, go back to like 2019, and we got as many containers as we got in the whole year of 2019 already this year.
Yeah.
So like,
and we're 3 months in.
Yeah. So the good news is we should be pretty good on stock on a lot of things. But it's funny, like other things just haven't come in at all. Like ZV6 motors, there's like a black hole.
Yeah.
Nightshade version 5s to finish the back orders, black hole.
I know a lot of dealers are still waiting on their ZV6s, and it's just we're months behind on them now. But we have a ton of other product. Like a lot of stuff you would normally stock your stores with, we have that stuff now, which is great. Because before we didn't. It was hit or miss depending on what it was.
Yep. So, we focused really hard on trying to get, especially the stuff that our local retailers sell a lot of, like, LCSs, E's, SA series, SLDs, SD4s, smaller size, smaller SFPs, full lines of multi-channel Salt series. So let's see.
I'm trying to message Billy, see where he is.
Kevin, what is it? Lautner wanted to know if what's up with the Salt technology. Well, the Salt are Korean-made amps, just like big beefy Korean amps. Most of those are like I guess old school half bridge design, very robust. Mm-hmm. And then the big thing that we did with the Salt series was our old Korean stuff. So we rewound the transformers to give you the most power at low voltage. That's the big thing.
Right.
So basically, do you want the most durable amp that we sell? You got to spring for the Salt. It's by far the most durable amp we sell, but it's, and the way that we price the amps is based on how much it costs us to make them, multiplied by a certain amount.
Percentage.
So you look at a Salt amp and it costs that much more. Well, it costs us that much more to make percentage-wise as well. That's just how it works. Like, it's based on our materials cost.
Speaking of Salt amps, I need to ask you this, and why not just do it live? Do you know when our next run of Salts will be here? The big guys?
Anytime.
Okay, because we just ran out of Salt 8s and Salt 12s, and we've got some dealers waiting for them, and you guys will get them here shortly. He says anytime.
Literally anytime. Like, I've been told by the shipping company that they're getting close to the port, but like even things that get close to the port, like sometimes they
sit there forever,
float around for a while and things like that. Also, our new SAM version 2 amps for Sundown Power Sports are supposed to be here anytime.
Hell yeah.
Who the hell knows where those are?
We'll have those on their show too.
Yeah, they've been like, the boat got held up, then those came into LA. Mm-hmm. So they got to get on the rail and like all this bullshit. It's like, God, I paid the final payment on those things like 4 months ago, and I still don't have them.
That hurts. Yeah, you got to put all that money up front, and it's like,
Well, that was a massive run of amps. For that new line of amps, that was bigger than even any run of Salt amps I've ever made dollar-wise until like last year.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's like...
That's just the SAM amps.
Yeah,
we're talking about everything all together.
The SAM V2s. We got thousands of them.
All right, we got another question here. Got you to install SFP. We're going with the 5-channel amp.
Indeed. Salt amps have changed the sound of my vehicle.
What's
Hell
up,
yeah,
Brandon?
man. What's up, Brandon?
Hey,
you want to get in on this?
Have you seen Billy Temple around, or Chris Munson, or any of those guys?
They should be back in their area.
Billy's supposed to be here. I don't know. I can't get a hold of him. I don't have his actual phone number.
Tell the Chris and Kyle to come up here with him.
Yeah. Well, I told Chris Chris said he had plans this evening, but I think he's just camera shy.
Oh, Robert Williams. NSV5 is... so here's the thing about NSV5. We still have back orders.
Yep.
So I'm still waiting for those motors to come in. We're still going to build those and deliver those to the customers that order them. They're all sold, so we can't sell anymore.
Woofers Etc. has got a bunch on order. I think.
Yeah. So those guys, I mean, they'll probably be one of the last ones to have them. Am I going to release the NSV6? Yes. I'm finalizing the design.
I wish we can show that motor off.
Can't.
I cannot wait till we can, guys. The NSV6, when we get to show it,
So sexy.
it is probably I'd say the most beautiful woofer you've ever created.
Definitely.
Plain and simple.
By far, yeah.
Where did you get your design concept from for that thing? Star Wars? Because that's kind of
science fiction, yeah.
We're building Star Wars.
Looks
shit
like
over
something that we would be mounted to like a X-wing in Star Wars or something, yeah.
here. Yeah, I can't wait till we show it. We'll definitely show it off here when we get it.
Mega W, man. Honestly, I don't have any updates for you. Like with the American company, that really went nowhere. That stalled completely. So like, as much as I was excited about doing it and really wanted to do it,
well, the cone that we created that we have on the 15, was that American made or?
Yeah, that was American made and it works great.
Oh, okay.
But it's like it's just totally stalled with them. There was a couple little things that needed to be changed. Then we needed to get pricing, and they were just like, well, whatever. They just disappeared.
How are you gonna do all that work and then be like, I'm good?
I had the same problem with those guys years ago when I tried to do a spider.
When's the last time you spoke with them?
It's been months, man. I basically give up because I'm not gonna like try to give this company thousands of dollars for tooling and tell them I'm gonna make thousands of cones and they don't really give a shit. How are they gonna treat me when I start doing business with them?
Have you paid them?
I paid for tooling.
Well, what the fuck? Can we buy the tooling from them? You know, if they're gonna do all that work and not do anything about it,
it's not gonna work with the alternative that I have. It's not gonna work out.
We at least need to get the tooling. Maybe we can get the rights to it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I mean, I'm sure I could get it if I wanted to, but yeah. Info on NSV6. I'm not really gonna say too much, Joey. I guess functionally it's pretty similar to NSV5, but it's like NSV5 with any upgrade that I could possibly imagine for it. And let's see here.
I want to talk about something funny. We'll let the people rack up their questions.
Yeah.
The other day we had a guy ask us for our insurance information because he wanted to file a claim on our insurance because we burned down his car. We didn't burn his car down, but he said we almost caught his car on fire. And so I was like, all right, well, here's the deal. We don't have insurance. It's not, those certain things aren't covered like that, blah, blah, blah. But so I was like, send me a picture or some video of the install. I'm curious. I just want to see it. Firstly, his car did not burn down. I don't even see any burn marks on the car itself or in the interior.
Yeah.
I guess his amp just popped. But here's the reason why it popped. In the video, you can see there's two pieces of maybe 12 gauge wire that run to the power and ground.
Oh God.
To this amp, and it's like it's an SFB 1500.
Mm.
That's all it was. And I'm like, well, there's your problem, But how are you gonna try to blame us? And then I was like, oh, now you come on in, Billy. I was like, well, now that you did that, I can't even warranty this amp because it's obvious that, he had improper wiring. So now we got Billy Temple.
Yeah.
Go ahead and
What
put
up?
your headphones on there, buddy. They're right
Right.
there in front of you. Here's Billy from Bass Wars.
Oh,
There's your mic right
nice.
there in front of you.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
And, Brian's got you a drink.
I tried to. Yeah, there you go. I got you a generous pour.
Yeah.
I tried to call you, but I don't have your actual phone number.
Mm.
I just tried to call you through Facebook Messenger. So
I was back there.
we felt like starting the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
It's
Good deal.
whatever.
I'll answer a question.
Get
real
through
quick.
some of these questions real quick.
Aaron T. Compact Neo is going to be limited or full production. I'm going to keep them around until I come up with a better idea. That was the same thing as the V2. Like I kept making the V2, so I came up with a better idea.
Yeah.
Then the V3s came out.
Woofer's been out for a while now.
The V2's been out for a while.
Which one?
The Neo SPL.
No. I'm talking about the like the SA8 V3. That's been out for quite a while now.
Oh yeah, S8 V3. Actually, I don't have any plans to change
Right.
it.
Hey, if it's not broke, don't
the
fix it.
Yeah.
X8 V3 has been out for a while. With no need
Yeah.
to change it.
I
It's
do
got a
have
good
I do
woofer.
have plans to upgrade the X8.
Anything you can share with us,
Yeah, actually, I can.
thought wise, and what you plan on doing?
I'm going to tool a new basket for it because there's only one failure that we really see at all.
right?
I mean, it's only under heavy abuse, like usually 1,200 to 1,500 watts.
Triple joint failure.
People shear the former in half.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I even made
Gotcha,
the former. I even got the thickest former that you can
So
possibly
the,
get.
Is it the triple joint hitting the
Triple joint hits the top plate.
top plate, yeah.
Which is like 35 millimeters one way.
Wow.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is tool a new basket. Under the spider will grow 6 millimeters, so you'll have 41 millimeters there before it hits anything. Then the cone's going to grow 12 millimeters.
Your spider should snap it back before you start hitting things like that.
The cone will grow 12 millimeters to stabilize all that. Then, since the original basket tooling, I made it a decade ago now, the new basket tooling is the spider itself is going to grow. I think we got 8 or 9 extra millimeters out of it. So we're going to bring it out. And then we're going to be able to get an extra roll on the outside. Then I'm going to extend the glue flange on the inside. It's nothing like to the consumer that would sound super exciting, but it's going to be a better woofer.
Are
more
you
durable.
changing both gaps between spider and cone, and then spider and mounting flange?
Yeah.
Oh, like both gaps.
Spider to the
widening
top
both?
plate, 6 millimeters more.
Mhm.
Spider to top cone is 12 millimeters
So with that
more.
being said, we're going to have to completely change the cone size.
Yeah, there's a new cone. There's going to be a new cone, new surround, new spider.
Coil with a different former.
Yeah, all new.
size. Yeah.
All new stuff.
Sounds
Sweet.
like a new speaker.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what we do around here sometimes, Billy.
Right.
Let's switch things over to Base Wars
Yeah.
over here. So, Billy, thank you for coming.
Yeah, man.
You were coming to
appreciate
hang
y'all
out with
having me.
Apex, I
Yeah.
saw.
Yeah.
Tell us about your day. Firstly, why'd you come up here? We're curious.
Yeah. So even though I run an org, I never really built a speaker before.
Get that mic right in your face.
So when
go.
when we had the Sundown show,
Mm-hmm.
I hit Chris up to, hey man, let's build some speakers. So I come up here, build some speakers.
Heck yeah. How did it go?
I understood the things Jake was just mentioning now. I would not have. We did this morning.
Nice. Well, glad you did that
Yeah.
today, just so you learn
Right.
a little bit.
Yeah, it was cool.
We all, every day's a learning experience around here.
Yeah,
At least
no
we try
doubt.
to.
Yeah, one of the ways that I develop woofers is I always go to the RMA department and I'm like, hey guys, show me what happened. Let me see.
Yeah, right.
And if it's more than a total fluke, I'm like, all right, next time I make a version.
Yeah,
next time.
if we have the same issue coming in over and over, like, okay, we need to write that down.
Yeah, and I hate to
Tell
use
us
the word
guys.
issue because then I see people on the internet be like, oh, I knew the old version sucked. You know, I was
In
like,
most
Right.
cases, and we'll
You know?
you'll, it's usually the customers
massive abuse.
going way too much with
It's like I see people
Yeah.
all the time with X8 V3 with like 2X V3s
Mm-hmm.
running like SFB 3000, SFB 5000.
Yep.
You know, crazy shit like
in
that.
too big of a box.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, I
Do
rated
you know
it
why they do that?
because they can.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but because they don't pay attention to the wattage. So, for instance, the rest of the X series at one point was 1500, now it's 2000, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So they think, oh, the 8's the same thing.
Right, and that's never the
So-
same in the 8 because it's always
No.
smaller.
It's a totally different woofer altogether, but we just call it an X series because it kind of goes in line with the rest of the stuff.
Yeah. And the 6.5s are the same way. Like the SA 6.5 is totally different. And then when I come out with the U 6.5, it's totally different.
Yeah.
The X 6.5 V3 eventually is totally different. Although thermally, the X 6.5 V3 will probably handle as much power as the bigger ones.
God, I can't wait till that woofer comes out. We've been waiting on an
Right.
X 6.5 V3 for probably 4 years now.
So
Yeah.
So
Kyle just played a box for me. Had 6 of them, I think. Is that what those little 6s were?
That was an SA.
That thing, Jane.
And those are my little ones. They're only 4 inches deep. Little
we
guys.
sell tons of those
Wow.
things. People love
Yeah.
them in their trucks. You know, you can fit those things anywhere.
yeah.
They only take about a quarter cubic foot ported, so it ain't
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, so it was, you know, I had to redo my whole line because when I did the original X 6.5, I was under a design constraint and depth.
Yeah.
And so I made the best one I can make in that depth. So then I made the SA 6.5, which took over the shallow. And then I did some experimentation with the new XV3, and I just wasn't happy with it. I couldn't get the spider right, and I was just like, this ain't good enough. And I had done all this tooling and
We
spent a lot of time.
were using Ronnie to
Yeah,
help.
so I shelved it, and I was like, nah, this ain't gonna work. So then I was like, all right, well, I'll make something in between first. I'll go that I can use more, like I can use an open tooled frame at least, and then I just tool everything around that. So that's the U6.5, which is about ready to start production. It's got our little W surround. It's got the motor design is like flawless. Like the BL curve is perfect. We have clipple done on it. Suspension curve, perfectly centered, perfectly linear. Love it. And it will totally spank the old X6.5 in every way.
No
Hey,
way.
Now the
That's
new
awesome.
X6.5 is just gonna be totally stupid, and nobody's gonna believe it until they see it. I don't know how much it's gonna cost. Don't ask. If you
Right.
have to
Yeah.
ask. If you have to ask, you probably don't want it.
Right. It's just like the old X and 6.5 components that we were talking about at some point. It's going to be one of those, sorry guys, it's expensive for a reason. You know?
One thing I want to answer on the X8 V4, it will be a standard cutout. I'm not going to oversize until I go to the Z8 and Nightshade 8.
Yep.
That'll be oversized.
Pretty much a 9-inch at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Any more questions on here? We're good.
Should I tease the X6 Nav V3? What I'm going to do?
Sure, go for it.
Well, I'm just going to throw this out here just so everybody's minds can be blown for a little bit. I'm putting a 4.5-inch voice coil on it. And it will be oversized. It'll be a 7.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
okay. I remember the little drawing you gave me now. I can't explain it because that would give it away.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool stuff. All right, Billy.
I've never even seen a 4.5.
So on this show, when we get a guest, we like to talk about their beginnings.
Yeah.
Their beginnings and how they got things started and kind of work your way up till now. So
Yeah.
let's
okay.
start in the beginning of Billy Temple. I know you had a lot to do with, correct me if I'm wrong, something to do with Kicker at one point.
Yeah. So, man,
Let's
I
start
got
in the
into
beginnings.
audio when I was 11, 12 years old.
That's how it starts, buddy.
Right.
Yeah.
2 Pioneer 6x9s in my bedroom. Right. I traded those for a pair of Kicker 8s, sealed. Back then we didn't do ported. You probably remember that.
I understand. Yep, I remember
But
those.
so anyway, so I got those 2 Kicker gold lettered sealed 8s, and that was since then.
Nice.
From then it went to 212s,
Nice.
and then 15s, and then a bunch of 15s, and and it's on from there.
You can't stop. You can't stop once you start.
Right. So I don't do that. I identify as 28 now.
Okay.
So
Gotcha. Okay.
but
Me too.
yeah. So but I haven't owned a speaker that wasn't a Kicker in all these years. I mean, so I'd like up here. I don't know. So this is all new to me.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's been very cool.
I like the guys over at Kicker.
Yeah, we've had some good times. with
Kip and Steve, the owner, is really
Yeah,
cool. Everybody
yeah.
else, I'm really bad with names. What's the dude that's always doing the media stuff?
Bill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's,
Bill.
he's cool
Yeah.
too.
We're
and then-
supposed to be on his show. We just haven't set up a time yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went over there. It's like deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
It was a little different. I don't know. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't sick, but
Yeah.
dude, I lost it.
Well, they have like a whole studio, like a real
Yeah.
studio. This
Yeah,
is like a half-assed
yeah,
studio.
their place is amazing.
So here I'm sitting here talking to you guys, all cool. So, but there they have, you got to follow a red light. And so during the show, Kip he would make all these, these animations, but really what he was doing is, look at the light, fool. Because I kept forgetting.
Because they're
about
changing
the red light.
cameras.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
Kip's
changing
pretty
cameras,
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Kip's really good at what he does.
He is.
And I hope to be
He-
like him at some point. Like I actually, he's almost like a mentor.
Yeah.
I really enjoy how he shows himself to the world.
He's talented.
He holds he holds
knowledge.
himself really high.
Yeah.
Super knowledgeable dude. Like
Yeah.
and he's getting older, but he's still got it.
Yeah.
He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And he's good at talking to crowds and talking to people.
Yeah, he
And
is.
and
That's what I'm saying.
really
He's
important.
talented.
I'm not much of a crowd guy, but
Right.
I am
Yeah,
it's
me
at
either.
times, but I will get nervous right before something, and I'll completely go brain shot. Like when I proposed to Crystal on
Oh, yeah,
top
that
of
was
a mountain.
funny.
Yeah, that was
excuse
hilarious.
me, everybody.
Yeah.
Durr.
Right.
I'm a little tired. Sorry. I was also hungover, and we just ate a huge breakfast, and we had to climb a huge hill. So,
Oh yeah. Well, that'll do it.
Yeah.
so anyway, back to you.
Yeah.
So teenager, okay.
Yeah. So we bumped through our teenage years. Just 212s here or there. Not no money to do anything with. So
Right.
very
So you
minimal.
resorted to stealing.
No, I didn't. I just borrowed it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Right.
And audio was expensive back in the 90s.
Yeah, it was.
$1 a watt or more.
Yeah, that's right. So anyway, then I go to college, and it kind of takes a back seat. And then I guess I got out of college, had a little money to do something. I built a truck, 815s, so got going. It was fun. And I was judging. I won't call the other org because I don't want to. I don't want to do that. But
Whatever you want to do.
well, I judged for them. I went to their finals, judged the finals, and man, after the third year of being promised to at least pay my hotel room, I ain't getting nothing.
Right.
So I got
I
out.
see why I didn't want to name him. Okay.
I got out.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So,
But this was when? This was back.
this would have been by now. This is 03, 04.
Okay.
I guess. So I just kind of got out. Well, then I wound up buying me another truck and building another system. And I looked up, and there was just nowhere to compete. We had no shows in our area, which
And-
is
and you're-
this area is Mississippi.
You're deep south.
Yeah, Mississippi. Yeah.
Okay.
So I started doing meet and greets. Just let's hang out, and then I bought a meter so we could
Right,
have fun at
right.
our meet and greets.
Okay.
Right.
And then I started buying little medallions, and we made a little competition out of it.
That's
And
cool.
Since then, it's been hold on, you know.
Right.
It's just going fast. And I know a lot of businesses will just say that, but I promise you, it's not the case here.
Well, when the region you're in has a need, and you're
It
fulfilling
was
that
in a
need,
vacuum. I was in a
there
vacuum.
you go. You're
Right.
getting people that with like interest, and they're actually coming out and doing their thing.
Right.
Do you live near like David Moore or anybody of them guys?
He's up north Mississippi. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good ride.
Isn't it
Probably
deep?
4 or 5 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. away
Surprised
from
he's not
David.
any more tan than he is. It's hot down there, you know.
Yeah. Well, we're just coming off the winter. You know?
You don't even get a winter down there.
Right. Well, we don't want to go out there in shorts. You know, when it's February. Right.
Are you originally from that area?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
So you don't know much about the snow.
no, not much at all.
Gee.
Had it once in '91, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
You come up this way during. Well, I mean, it only snows here maybe 2-3 times a year.
If we're lucky.
We usually get one good snow, and then the
Yeah.
rest are just flurries.
If we're
Yeah.
lucky.
Yeah, but this state will
Well,
shut down.
Our flurries we call snow.
Right.
Right. You know,
Right.
if it's that.
You
that's
can build
snow.
no snowman with them flurries.
Right. No, we don't. Yeah, we don't get to do that. It's just slush. We don't
Right.
get
Jeez.
snowman snow. So,
Oh, damn.
This year we were fortunate to get a decent snow, and my baby girl went out and played in it until she couldn't stand it anymore.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So you,
Yeah.
you expressed to me you every time you come up this way you like it, and
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's nice.
I kind of like this area too. Yeah.
everybody that comes here to North Carolina
Yeah.
really enjoys it.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, I live here, so I'm used to it, but I will never move back to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
No, I'll go up there to enjoy my visits with my family and eat the food. I love the food up
Mhm.
there, but I'm staying right here, or maybe I'll go out to like Tennessee.
You know, we're all car people, right?
Yep.
And so I did a show in Dublin, Georgia, Saturday. And then, so I got up Sunday morning. It's only 5 hours here, or 3 hours. I don't know what it is, but wasn't all day. So I took I didn't hit an Interstate 1.
Oh,
Man, let me tell you
took
something.
the scenic routes.
I did. And there are some people that have some money in rusted cars in this state.
Oh yeah.
There are.
I mean, fine
This place is
cars
a-
if they would fix them up.
It is
you know?
a gold mine out here for cars. Firstly,
Yes.
because you don't have the salt.
Yeah.
You know, so the cars last a while. There's a ton of just junkyards in the people's backyards. My
Yeah.
dad restores classic cars for a living.
Okay.
So he knows like all the people to go to if he needs a specific part off a certain car and that's local to him.
Yeah.
He knows where to go because he's looked at everybody's backyards looking for cars.
And so I got twisted. I missed my turn, and when I missed the turn, I was like, I don't care. I'll get the next turn, right? So I did. Well, you know that when you go a quarter mile on this nice road, it turns into gravel road. You're like, crap, man! I just watched a van, you know.
Watch out.
But anyway, down that gravel road, man, there was so many cars that could have just been done something. But they maybe going to do it. I don't know. But I mean, like 34
You see them in barns
Fords.
around here.
Yeah. Yeah. Back in the day,
Right,
they used to
right.
just bury a car. It's like, oh, I'm done with it. I'm gonna bury this
Right,
bitch.
right.
That's
And that's
what they
another
did.
thing. Everybody had 10 of them in the yard.
Yeah.
They're all not running, but they're sitting there. You know they ain't running, right? But they were cool cars and cool trucks, and they're just
Right.
sitting there. It's like,
There's
man.
this guy my dad used to go to, who he used to do repos back in the 70s, and his backyard just was full of these cars that he repoed that people never got back, and in the early 2000s until now, that guy might be dead by now, but he was just letting people that restore cars go back there and get the parts off them.
Wow.
I went back there with my dad one time. There was literally trees growing through cars because it turned into woods.
Dang, yeah.
Because it used to be a field, but then the trees started growing.
That's wild.
Yeah.
All right,
So
back-
that's one thing that you guys have up here that I found to be really cool as you're just driving around, you know.
It still gets super hot here in the summertime, but we do have some
Oh, it ain't that hot. here.
seasons.
It ain't that hot.
Hot enough for my fat ass.
I mean, it's hot to where it's unpleasant, but I go to Mexico with my family, and that's hot.
Right.
Southern Mexico.
Come on down to scraping the coast. You probably
I've
do
heard-
some good
We've
down
heard
there.
about that show.
I think
Yeah.
I would die.
I don't
Yeah.
think I can go to that.
There's water right across the street. I mean, you know, you
but
could take a dip.
so usually when you got water, you got
You
wind.
see me and JP out in the lake.
I did see that. Right. Look cold though.
Yeah.
Yeah, in his pond in his yard.
Yeah, JP did my pond on himself, but I hadn't gotten in there. But the mud was like 3 feet deep.
Oh yeah, man, this be dog paddling. Let's stay on top.
I'd be afraid of that mud will take you in.
Yeah,
It almost took his sandal.
I
pretty
don't doubt it.
funny.
All right, so back to starting base wars up.
Yeah.
So So you were with these orgs. You weren't happy.
Yeah.
So tell us how the
No.
name started. How did Bass Wars actually start?
So at first it was the National Sound League, right? I want it to be national. That'd be cool, you know. Me and a buddy of mine, we bought that truck as a demo vehicle, just really goofing off. But we decided we was going to make an org out of it. And we didn't like National Sound League. I was trying to copy Saturday Night Live instead of SNL. It'd be NSL, you know. But then there was some other org. Something had it, and it was a problem.
There's NSPLL. Yeah.
No. It wasn't an org like that. It was like a big business.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I'd never heard of them until I came up to your Sundown show, right? So anyway, so me and I'll never call this last time. I think it was Steve Robinson and Keith Payne down in Alabama. We had a show in a USACI show in Pascagoula, and I was like, man, we need to come up with a name, for this National Sound League. It sucks. And Steve just blurted out, Bass Wars.
It's kind of what it is.
I like that. That's
Sounds
right.
pretty good, yeah.
And we had just had the Fast and Furious movies, and so they had Race Wars in one of them. Like,
Yeah.
man, now that's cool. We're gonna do that, and that's literally where the name came from. I did get in a little trouble from USAC. They thought that I'd copied I think they do a bass battles, and they're like, "Well, I'm glad people use my name." I'm like, no, I don't even know who you are, but this guy, this guy did that, and so that's how the name started. And
So within your organization, what type of classes do you have for the
So-
people? This is for the people that compete that are down in your area or up here, because I know we'll get to
Right.
that here.
yeah.
Tell us about the classes that you have available.
So we have a lot of classes, but they predominantly are different than the other orgs in that they go by cone area plus port area, right? Because those are the two things that make sound. Amplifier don't make sound, and if they do, it's usually not a good thing, right? So we go by cone and port area, and that's and there's just different classes you can go in.
You add the
Now,
two together? Or?
Yeah, add the two together, and then at that point and honestly, I just sat and picked numbers. But, what's an adequate amount of power for these 215s if it's that class, let's say. And if you have more than what we call that adequate, or if you have gobs more, then you bump up one class.
Okay.
So, but just because you have gobs more, don't mean you bump up more.
Right.
So if you have 1 watt over, you're up one class. But if you have 1,000,000 watts over, you're still only up one class.
Okay.
And so that's pretty much how it goes. And then I just created some C-pillar classes. We have trunk classes, no wall.
Here we go. Bass Wars classes are the best.
Right?
I never knew
Yeah.
that you can do a thing where you add your cone area and port area together.
So, the port makes the majority of the sound.
Yeah.
It produces the sound. And so when I was sitting there thinking, well, what makes sound and how can we classify it? Speaker and port.
Hey, as long as the people that are running are happy.
So you have a
Right.
specific
yeah.
number to reach, and if you're past that, you're in the next class for cone area / port area.
Well, it's
together.
like,
Yeah.
you see a lot of these Burt vehicles, and they might have 215s, but then they have a port that's
massive
like
port,
enormous. So I
right.
guess
Right.
you're trying to figure out a way that's fair to everybody.
Yeah. Honestly, it seems like it's working. We have some pretty close scores. It's rare that you have somebody totally run over somebody else.
So as of right now, how many judges do you have?
Put me on the spot here. I think 9, 10, 8 to 10.
Okay, so you've definitely jumped up since the last time we spoke. I think you were.
I think we had probably had
a little less
3.
than that,
Then,
yeah.
yeah.
So,
I
so
pro-
it's growing.
I promise you, man, it's faster than I can keep up with. That's the honest truth.
Nice. So now you guys are up in this area now, right?
Yeah, Alan Schaefer is going to be doing this area.
Okay, gotcha.
How much
Gotcha.
you
I know
Alan.
Alan.
Yeah, we know Alan.
Known him for a while.
When I leave here, I'm gonna drop a 10 off to him over in Bristol.
That's cool.
Yeah, so he'll be able to.
Cool.
Sweet.
You'll
man.
see more of us.
That's awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
And so
I'm
you
excited about it.
you do a show like podcast as well, right?
Yeah, Monday night.
Well, after and then we're going to.
Yeah, that's right.
So after this, we're going to turn this off at
and do that one.
like 5:45, and then we'll switch over to Bass Wars,
Nice.
and they will be they cast on more than just YouTube. So it'll be Facebook, YouTube,
Facebook,
and
YouTube, and-
TikTok, or whatever
Yeah.
you got going on
No,
there.
yeah, it's just Facebook.
I would have been more interesting today.
Right.
So we'll switch over to that.
Well, we
here
don't
shortly.
ever really have a lot of content. We just do it.
Yeah.
But
Well,
It
so the
works,
tables are going to
people.
turn. You're going to be in my seat, the captain's
Right.
chair, and you're going to ask
Right.
us questions.
yeah, it's gonna be
All
fun.
right. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm-
I've been on their show once, but
Yeah.
you weren't available during the time. So he asked you a bunch of stuff.
Cool.
Mhm.
How did Sundown Audio start?
Oh, I can do
We'll
that.
just get. We'll
I
just go there.
got questions.
I might have answered.
I bet you do.
So,
bet you do.
for the folks that are interested in, let's say somebody's trying to run a show and they want to contact Bass Wars to have them your organization there.
Yeah.
How do they get a hold of you?
601-953-6504 or Facebook or email us bill@basswars.org.
Yes. Billy Temple on Facebook or Bass Wars on Facebook.
Yeah.
And an email.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And you're
So one key thing that makes us different than the other orgs, and some will say this is a good thing, some will say not, but you keep in mind I started in a vacuum, so we don't charge franchise fees. So if you wanted us to have a show right here in your parking lot, piss your neighbors off, we wouldn't charge you to do that.
You would do that,
Right? We wouldn't charge you to do that.
Yeah.
You know, so that's one reason we're literally that.
So you're just getting your money from the competitors.
Yeah, just the competitors.
That's cool.
The way I see it,
I hope that works out for you.
there's two ways that to look at it. One is, let's say we were going to have a show here. I'm getting to use his $1 million real estate for free.
Right.
And also, it's probably not the case for you. It's probably a bad example. But if we were at a car audio store, let's say, man, used to, you had a big show, people would go in and might buy some stuff. Even if it's some few accessories or high profit. So,
Yeah.
But nowadays, people will stand on the parking lot and order off Amazon or wherever.
Yeah.
So what am I actually giving them for their dollars that they give me? And so I'm just being fair about it, you know. So we don't charge.
Right.
And I also look, if I can't promote enough to get people there, do I deserve the money?
Gotcha. You have to do the work.
Yeah, we
get
have
the
to
money.
do the work to promote, and
Yep.
that's why you see me do these videos and stuff. And you know, it's no fun to sit there and spend 2 days on a video, but
Right.
you know, you got to do it. So
Yep. I
so
gotcha.
that's a major difference as far as people wanting to do shows
Well,
with us.
this past August was your first time at our show.
Yeah.
And you had a good time there. And I think you and I, we spoke at Slamology. You and I don't remember who was with you.
No, I tell you what it was. It was in Vegas. It was in
Was it
Vegas,
Vegas?
that I'd hit you guys up for that.
Okay.
Right.
And then we spoke at Slam because Brandon was
Yeah.
there with me. We were talking, and Derek.
That was one of the reasons I came to Slam. I came to get myself into the Slam show, and I came to get myself into the Sundown show.
That's cool. Yeah.
That was my total purpose. I drove up Friday. I was at the show Saturday, and I went home Sunday.
Nice.
Driving, you know, it was no fun.
That's
but
a long drive.
but mission accomplished in Sundown and in Slamology.
Hell yeah.
So
Sometimes it helps just to talk face to face.
Yeah.
that's
And I
the
don't
way
I don't mean
to
no
do it.
disrespect by that. It's just that we're so damn busy.
That's right.
We get so many emails. It's like, damn, there's
Yeah,
another person wanting to do
I hate
this.
it, but
and
sometimes if someone
yeah.
messages me, I might lose track of the
Right,
conversation.
right.
We've got
Yeah.
tons of people that are, because everybody's getting their shows in order right now. So we get tons of emails of people wanting sponsorship or
Yeah.
raffle items, and I try my best to keep up with it. But good Lord, it's hard
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Somebody said, "Are you going to be at TDH?" Just
Yes,
there.
that'll be Alan's first show, which is the reason I brought that.
cool.
Ten
Yeah.
up.
So
Okay.
he's going to be there.
Yep.
TH is end of this month.
Yeah.
Don't know if I'll be there. It's usually it always falls on my daughter's birthday,
Right.
so that she's
Bring her to the show for her birthday.
She will not give two shits about such a thing. She'll be a 15-year-old girl, and she does not care about sound equipment. Although
Right.
when I had my truck the other day and I got her in it and she listened to it, she's like, "Man, this is really cool." So maybe there's a little bit of something there.
I've been trying to
Yeah.
get my boys in. JJ is actually interested in. He wants to learn how to fix amps.
He's
That's
he's
cool.
interested in the science of it.
He loves
Yeah,
electronics. He builds Tesla coils and shit.
Right. So once he learns to fix them, you never know. You might be able to turn over that design.
I told him I was going to send him up
Let
to Amp Lab for a summer camp.
Right. Yeah.
They'll just use them as muscle.
Yeah, yeah,
They got all them damn amps they got to unload.
yeah.
We'll send
Man.
them like hundreds of amps at a time,
Wow.
and yeah, I'm sure they're busy.
Yeah, it's funny. Somebody was commenting on Facebook. Ethan posted the palette. That looks like a lot of solid amps. What's wrong with them? Like, bro, you know how many of them things we sold?
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
it's like less than 1%.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's
These things happen.
the walls are not walls here. They're pallets of speakers or amps.
Seriously, yeah,
Right.
yeah. Our building is as full as it's ever been.
Last time I was here, it wasn't near this.
no, it's been crazy.
Yeah.
We had to make room. Like, I have a room that I put my Bitcoin mining computers in. We had to chop half of it off. So I
Dang.
could put pallets in there.
The
Wow.
the area that I was working on my truck, I had to move all that stuff and I had to put stuff in there too. It's like,
Man.
well, I guess I'll pause for a second.
Yeah.
So
So I feel like there was a question. What's the god awful whiskey that I drink? I actually like Lafroig quite a bit.
Yeah,
Lagavulin.
there's
Lagavulin.
one that smells like voice coils.
That's
Remember?
Lafroig.
Yeah, man. Oh my god.
Were you
I
there for
smelled
the
it in
kick-
Vegas? Yeah.
Yeah, you for the kicker thing.
Yeah, I went to all those.
Yeah, he was in that room with
That
us
was
for
in
the
Vegas,
kicker
yeah.
thing we went to.
That was fun. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Jake had a really good time.
It did.
Yeah.
So that night I felt okay, but I ended up getting tonsillitis while I was there the day after. So I woke
Oh,
up
wow.
that morning after with tonsillitis and a hangover.
Dang. Man.
And then it was like, Jake, we still gotta go to Hoover Dam. I don't care how sick I am. I gotta see the Hoover Dam.
Yeah.
So we did the dam. We didn't do the dam tour, but we did our own little tour.
Drive out there to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And bastard still made me drive.
Dang.
I don't drive when Brian's with me.
Yeah.
Right?
First of all, he freaks out if anyone else is driving.
Yeah, I have control issues when driving,
Right.
so I have to drive. But I
Yeah,
also
I
drive.
like to be in the back seat.
I also drive like
problem.
hundreds
Yeah.
of miles an hour.
I like being a passenger. So I'm like, whatever. I'm
Yeah.
tired of this shit.
Right.
He likes being chauffeured around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it too. I don't get to do it very often, but I like it.
Yeah, I don't. I have to be in control. I have to if I'm a passenger in a vehicle and it's a long drive, I have to go to sleep.
Brian he'll make a dent in your floorboard trying to press the brake.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, now, if I'm a passenger, like up front, I'd rather be driving. But if I can sit in the back, that's where I just rather
And
be.
sprawl out.
Well, or just back there.
Yep.
I'm good. Right?
Because you can keep yourself busy on your phone or
I
something.
guess.
Yeah.
I don't. Up there, I feel like, I need to help you drive. Like
Right.
you say, you're hunting that brake. Back in the back, I'm not doing that. I mean, look,
The few times that Jake ever does drive, he knows. I'm hitting the brake
Brian's
pedal.
like, oh God, Jesus Christ! Oh my
Stop,
God!
please.
He's like, Brian, I can see the vehicle.
But I'll do the same thing and not realize it.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Brian drives way crazier than me, but then when I'm driving, he freaks out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that you trust me.
Brian's going like 80 and a 35 and shit.
Yeah.
Dang.
we racing around here.
Yeah, man, we might have to chloroform him and let me drive. Right?
We have a good time. So what's your future looking like for Base Wars? Is that first off,
Man.
is this your full-time thing now?
I'm always doing a little something else, but yeah, right now, currently, that's what it is.
I wasn't sure. Did you run a shop or work at a shop
I
or
work
something like
at Pro Audio Center
Okay.
in Richland, Mississippi, and fabricated there. I like to fabricate, man. To me, that's just the most fun.
I wish
Yep.
I was good at that. I am not.
Well,
I used to do that.
I YouTubed. What's the guy? I see the channel now. It's called CAF Car Audio.
Yeah, custom
Fabrication.
audio fabrication.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I YouTube. That's how I learned. I'd like to go to some of those little
I went to one of
classes out in Arizona where they.
Right, right.
I went to Installers Institute in Florida.
Yeah.
Really good place.
I never wanted to install like radios and stuff. I'm not doing it.
Right.
I ain't putting
Right.
a radio in your Honda.
Right.
Vacuum that floorboard. I ain't doing it. Right, I'm out. But to fabricate, man, that's really fun.
It's fun.
Yeah,
God,
I miss it really bad.
I say this back when that's what I was doing. I got tired of it. I got burnt out, but I enjoy doing it a few times a year now, just
Yep.
for myself or maybe for a friend. But now that what I'm doing here, I get burnt out too. So it's like, I guess in general, I like to do new things.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
everybody really
Change
does.
it up. Yeah.
Well, I know it probably doesn't seem like it because to the most of the country we're the small org, and we are. But man, I spend a lot of time on that thing. It's like
Oh,
you
yeah.
can always do something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And once I get up, I'm sitting at that desk usually around 7 a.m. When I'm like, crap, man, it's 3 o'clock, man. I need to put some clothes on. I need to, I need some food.
Right. Right.
What do you find
And it's
yourself
kinda like go
doing
down.
during the winter time when there's less events going on?
Man,
Just kind of getting the next
no,
year ready going?
No,
or-
we don't slack off for winter.
That's right. It's warmer down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy slows down in Kansas, and Dan is up in Sioux City, up there somewhere, and so they slack off some, but we don't.
It gets cold as shit up there.
I think we're almost a year in, and we'll do 126 shows, I guess, and that is, and not to take anything from any of the guys, but they just hadn't been doing it very long. But that is me, Jimmy, and Jordan, for the most part,
It's every weekend,
doing
then.
most of those shows. Yeah, Jordan does shows
So
sometimes
so
2
who's-
a week.
who's
Had
coming
2
to-
this weekend.
Who's coming to our show this year?
We probably all will, but that'll be technically Alan's show.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but we all always come. Jordan and I came last time, and we did it. Right. So
We got Jim Marvelous saying, "What's up?"
So, probably about another 15 minutes at the most, and we should probably stop this because we need to get ready for your show.
Right.
And we got to do some technical stuff to make sure your show is going to actually work in this
I would
studio.
hope so.
Because this studio is advanced, and I don't even know how to use it half the time. So we'll figure it out. He was showing me some cool stuff with StreamYard, which I think you sold me on it. I think or with the other program, I think we might switch to StreamYard so we can do multiple streams at one time.
Cool. Yeah.
It's just getting all the technical with my sound and my video to work at the same time.
Right.
That's the funny part.
I think where you're golden is the fact that we use these.
Mhm.
I don't. And so I fight feedback a little bit.
Right.
But I don't think we're going to have a problem, one, since everybody's using headphones.
Yep.
We'll see how it goes.
Right?
We'll see. I have my doubts, I'll be honest with you. I hope it works.
Yeah.
I just hope there's no weird echo or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
if it is, we'll figure it out.
Fun stuff.
Living Live with Andy also says StreamYard is the best.
Yeah.
By the way, Andy, I watched some of your stuff too, and you just keep on kicking ass, Mr. Dude.
Right.
Yes, sir.
He's doing good up there.
He's up here somewhere on this coast, right?
Where is Andy? Andy, where are you? I think you're up in Boone, aren't you? Or is that a different guy? I can't remember.
I think he's in the Indianapolis area, maybe. He's on your side. I know that he's not out west.
Right.
I think it's somewhere like Indianapolis.
I can't remember. But if I don't remember if Andy, does he work for Kicker? He's
I
just a
don't
big
think so.
Kicker dude. Because if he works for him, he's probably in Oklahoma.
Right. Now I will tell you this.
He's in
I think-
Pittsburgh. Okay. I was just up by you a couple weeks ago, dude.
yeah, if you work for Kicker, they pretty much want you to be there.
Yeah, of course.
There, not somewhere
One of
else.
these days, we're going to take a trip out there. COVID happened.
Yeah.
We were actually talking about with them coming out there and
Yeah.
them coming here and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and
it's neat. I've been there, a bunch of times. It's big. It's neat. They do it different than you guys do.
Oh, yeah.
They don't, like you guys are building subs here. They don't build them there.
Right.
Right. But they got a bunch of offices and a bunch of engineers, and they just do it different than y'all.
Yep.
I'm basically the engineering
they're the
department.
next level.
Right. Right.
They're the next level. One of these days.
I do
Yeah.
got a little help these days. I got my guy Murillo Alvarez as my chief technical officer. He does a lot of my 3D FEA simulations now. That's been a big help for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's a lot to do. It's a lot. Mm-hmm. I mean, people probably just think that you sit here and rake cash in.
Sure.
I probably think that you probably overwork.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, we all do.
We all
right?
feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially on a Monday.
I haven't had a
Right.
vacation in a while.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Speaking of that, I'm thinking about possibly just saying screw it and taking off Tuesday and Wednesday, just go somewhere.
Yeah.
Crystal. I just need to
I
get
need a
away.
vacation. I want to go back to Ecuador.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mountains down there.
I'm not doing that. So
It's pretty. They just eased up their restrictions a little bit. So.
Mm.
'Cause up until very recently, you had to quarantine when you went. But now if
Right.
you have your COVID card, you're good.
I ain't got one of those, Lieutenant Dan.
Right.
Ain't getting one of those.
Mhm.
But it is what it is.
Hey, it's Dan. What's up, Dan Current?
Mr. Current, we've had him on the show too.
Yeah. He bails us out. A lot of times when we don't have people,
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy and I just sit there and stare at one another, and it just ain't good. So Dan to come on there, and he's hilarious. He'll help break it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Alright.
We I don't like silence. That was one of the biggest things about doing a live show because I used to just record the shows. If something was weird, I would just cut it.
Yeah.
But then I got tired of editing videos.
Right.
So most of the time we do them live now.
We just start BSing.
But yeah, we just
Yeah.
gotta keep the conversation going. Otherwise, it gets kind of weird and people
Yeah.
stop. I definitely will never do a show by myself
Yeah. Well,
because that'll get really weird.
I've had to do that. That's no fun. It lasted 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
But so StreamYard, if you start using StreamYard, they have this cool thing. It's music that you can play that won't get you axed from all the social media
Okay.
sites, right?
Right.
So you can play that low in the background,
Yeah.
and even when it's silent, it's not silent. I haven't used it yet, but
Oh, that's cool.
I plan to.
Cool.
So if I'm doing it on YouTube, they're not going to copyright me.
No, I don't think
Sweet.
so. I don't
Alright.
think so.
We'll have to definitely
Public
look into
domain
that.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least YouTube, if you do get a claim, you can say, you can
You can fight
dispute it,
Oh, I've
and
done
you
that
can
plenty
say
of times.
public domain. Because like I do videos a lot, and I'll go live a lot, and it goes on Facebook.
Yeah.
They'll axe it if I walk by somebody that's playing whatever recorded song.
Right.
YouTube will at least has me a spot where I can say it's public domain and I'll let it fly.
Or
But Facebook
with
won't.
YouTube, the cool thing is, let's say, for instance, like you walked by that person, right? You can actually have them cut the sound for that one little part. And,
Yeah.
they'll still monetize
Hey,
your video and everything.
That's a good idea. Someone said you should have a Bass Wars show at Bragg Pond in Fayetteville. Those guys are my first local dealer that I ever signed on at Sundown
Right.
Audio in 2006.
Yeah.
And
I think that's a good idea.
and they're still
Hook
going
me
strong.
up.
They sell
Yeah,
a ton of our
Paul is
product.
the guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have to hit him up. Paul Carell.
no doubt.
They're good people over there, man.
Yeah, I like Paul.
I don't know if they have room for a big show, but Fayetteville in general does.
Paul's been buying from Sundown so long that he used to call my cell phone to order.
Yeah.
Dang.
In Fayetteville, usually you have the Ruckus show in November.
Yeah.
That's the big show out there. So we usually go to that.
I went to Bragg Pond shows a couple times. I think it was NSPL at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never been out there. I've never actually been to Bragg Pond. I wanted to drive by it one time when I was out
Yeah.
there, but I never did.
I think they moved. I know from the original location they moved.
They've moved from the original location, yeah. It's about 6 years ago. So.
Yeah, we're all for some East Coast shows. We need them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, Billy, tell everybody where they can reach you if they're interested in getting Bass Wars to their show.
Yep. So we have a website, www.basswars.org. My phone number is 601-953-6504. Text is okay, especially on that man. Or email is bill@basswars.org. So any of those places you can get me.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Bill, we want to thank you very much for coming today and
Man,
being
I
on the
appreciate
show.
y'all having me.
If you guys are interested in seeing more of us, we're going to be on Bill's show at Bass Wars. You go to Bass Wars on Facebook
You can
or
go Facebook,
YouTube.
YouTube, yeah. Mhm.
Probably about 30 minutes from now, you'll see us there. Have a glorious evening. Say goodbye to that camera.
See
Take
you
care,
guys.
guys.